Sword of the Seven Suns by Gardner F. Fox. Originally published in Planet Stories, Spring 1947. Read by Jon Gill. Part 6. For many days, Flame rode across the desert. This was the barren land, out here, uncharted, unexplored. For 1,000 miles, the dune sands flung their sheathing blanket over the earth. Only here and there was anything other than this deadly sand, a rocky escarpment of a stone plateau with dry weeds blowing in the breeze. And the rock was as dead as the sand. A man could die easily out here, from thirst or hunger or the terrible heat. When he was 2 days on an aimless trail, Flame found water bubbling under a lip of rock. That gave him strength to run down a sand hare and spit it with his blade. After that it was much the same, for the hares abounded, and there was always Flame's deep spring. The megathon ate the sparse weeds and thrived. Flame shared the cool water with him, and rubbed him down nightly after stripping off the ornate saddle and blanket. Together they roved the barren land, always learning. Affection, born of the great still places of a world, grew between them, as it will wherever there are planets that bear diverse forms of life. On the roan's back, Flame ranged far and wide. He came to know the vermilion sunset coating the sand in blood and the sunrise tinting it with gold. In the saddle he stared at strange ruins poking through the hiding sands, puzzled and wondering. He discovered olden roads beneath scuttling dust, and queer-like beasts who scampered from his shining sword. Mount and rider grew lean and hard. Flame lost track of the days, being too concerned with keeping soul fastened to his body to care much about anything else. Though often he sat and brooded on the lost key to the machine, and over the fires that he made from weed roots at the entrance to this little cave, he thought of the girl with the flaming hair. Her features nestled there amid the darting flames, eyes wide and searching as they met his, her mouth seeming to yearn towards him. Occasionally he would bury his face in his hands and shudder. Then came the morning, when he filled his flagons with spring water and walked towards the roan megathon. Holding the beast's head in his shoulder, he stroked the satiny jaw and pulled the short ears. "We rot here, Sarah," he whispered, looking out across the desert. "We could die as well by riding forward to seek our fate." The megathon tossed its shapely head and whinnied. Flame grinned and hit his heavily muscled shoulder lightly. He threw blanket and saddle on him and buckled the cinch. Swinging upward, he kicked a heel into Sarl's ribs. Flame found the going not too difficult. The months they spent at the cave inured them to the mad sun and to little water, and Flame already knew the signs that meant the sand hares were about. They rode on and on into the sea of sand, week after week. It was the stallion that first sensed the thing in the distance. He stood with nostrils flaring, head up, looking to the west. Flame rose in his stirrups, staring. There was something yellow and sparkling there, with it something else twisting and caught around it. "Let's go see, Saral," he whispered, and let the roan run. They circled the spaceship warily, the megathon stepping on dainty hooves, alert to fly. Flame had a hand on his sword hilt, but when his eyes beheld the evidence of years that had dwelt here a while and gone away, he relaxed. When they were closer to the ship, Flame saw the gigantic prism, and awareness came upon him. "It's the great prism," he told the animal in awe. "We always thought it half a legend, though the princess assured me that it was real. But without the machine, there was none who dared to seek it, for only a few knew the way that led here." End of Part 6. Thank you for listening.